But first, changes are coming to one Tuscaloosa community. The Forest Lake area was in the heart of Tornado Alley on April 27th.
The lake, as you may know, is in the center of the neighborhood and is a landmark on 15th Street. It was filled with debris after the tornado, but now cleanup has started. Here's WVUA's Daniel Sparkman with the story.
It was immediately after the tornado is just the dead quiet. When I walked up from the basement and came out, I mean, it was eerily quiet. There was not a duck, there was not a bird, there was no sound at all.
Gary Limmroth with the Cleanup Forest Lake Committee says nearly 6 months after the April tornado, you can now see some signs of life.
I think the ducks are still flourishing. You can look out there. I've seen some of the mallards that are out there, and you can see a family of them following the mom down the row. At this point, with this lake level, they're still okay.
But with one look, it's easy to see Forest Lake still needs help. The committee has lowered the lake level to start the process of cleaning up.
We've intentionally lowered the lake for several reasons. One, there were a couple of homeowners, Mr. Hallman one, who wanted to go ahead and work on his dock. Also, a lot of people wanted to see what was in the lake. But certainly people are concerned somebody's found their patio furniture sitting out there. So I think that we wanted to get people to have a general idea. And two, that we would know the scope of the project when it's time to have all of the debris removed.
The Homeowners Association is hoping for a FEMA grant to pay for the lake cleanup and to assist in bringing Forest Lake back to its previous beauty.
I feel like it's going to take some time. You know, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but over time, I truly feel like that the lake will once again be a premier place to live in Tuscaloosa.
In Tuscaloosa, Daniel Sparkman, WVUA News.
Homeowners hope to find out later this year whether they will get a federal grant to help rebuild Forest Lake.
New at 6, another twist in the battle over Alabama's new immigration law.
The state has filed with a federal appeals court to allow it to enforce the strict law. Alabama officials say there isn't enough evidence to show the law will cause irreparable harm. But the U.S. government and a coalition of advocacy groups are now challenging the controversial law. They've asked a U.S. Circuit Court to block it. The coalition says the law has thrown the state into chaos and left some Hispanics too afraid to go to work and reluctant to send their kids to school.
Northport police are mourning the death of their canine officer. Northport Police Chief Robert Green says it happened last Saturday when Green says police officer Darren Miller and Belo, the canine officer, were responding to a call for assistance. On the way to the scene, Miller and Belo were in a car crash. Chief Green says Belo was thrown from the vehicle and later died from his injuries. Officer Miller was also injured, but Chief Green says his injuries were not life-threatening. Green told us it was difficult to learn about the death of Belo.
We transported him to one of the vets for some medical attention, and approximately 45 minutes later I was informed that he had expired, and you could tell that the officer who gave me that information was somewhat upset.
And Chief Green says the police department will have a funeral for Belo later this month. Belo was the only canine officer Northport Police had, and Chief Green says they hope to have another one soon.
On your Crime Watch, Tuscaloosa police are searching for a robbery suspect. Your information could help capture the suspect. We're going to show you this, surveillance photos. Police say the robbery happened early Sunday morning at the CVS on 15th Street. According to witnesses, the suspect walked to the counter, placed a bag on the counter, then told the assistant a gun was inside and demanded Oxycontin pills. After he got those pills, the suspect then demanded money. If you have information, call Crime Stoppers, 205-752-STOP.
The Tuscaloosa Police Department's Special Response Team is trained to rush into dangerous situations and capture the bad guys. But now they've captured something else, a championship title. The SRT team, number 1, took first place in the 2011 Alabama Tactical Officers Association Conference. Team 2 brought home second place. Officials say SWAT team officers from all across the state and as far away as the Philippines participated in this competition. Officers competed in several areas and worked in training courses including hostage rescue and explosive breaching. This is the second year in a row that the TPD has won first place.
According to the American Cancer Society, more than 230,000 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer this year, and that is why one group here in West Alabama wants to help make a difference. Glen Health and Rehab held a special program in honor of breast cancer survivors and those currently battling the disease. Employees presented the DCH Cancer Center with a donation to help with wigs and prosthetic bras. They also released pink balloons in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.